A very good morning to you. How are you doing? This is your world, Karibuni Sana, and it being a Wednesday, you know we are all about your health and your wellness. And I know we're showing up here today with no makeup at all. This is how I woke up. I woke up like this. And this is because we are talking about skin. And other than it being like, you know, a surface for your makeup, how you show up, it also influences how confident you are, how people judge you. When I like, So it is the largest organ of our skin, and we're just using the face. But when we talk about skin, we're talking about largely that part of your body that you need to take care of. And there's so many things that have been said, that have been done, that influencers are doing and undoing, and we've seen a lot of mistakes over time. There are things that we just read online and we get to do. And sometimes we're just focused on, am I looking light skin or am I healthy? So today we are focusing on, it's not the complexion really, it's how healthy your skin is. And even when you look at complexion, there are also some other factors that will come in that I'm also eager to find out. There's hyperpigmentation and all of those things. And we are open to having you send in your questions today. And so we are talking about you knowing your skin, knowing your glow, and we're looking at the different kind of skin treatments and when is the perfect time to actually see a specialist, or are you self-medicating? Because it worked for Caro, it's gonna work for you too, you think? Okay. The question we're asking you today is, what one thing you wish you knew earlier about your skin? What's one thing you wish you knew earlier about your skin? And we have the experts in studio today to just help us also understand this question. But for you, NTV Kenya, on all of our social media platforms, let us know what it is that you wish you knew earlier about your skin. And we'll be looking at your feedback as the show goes on. We have quite an amazing lineup of guests today. We've got a laser clinic esthetician, we've got skin specialist in studio, we've got a patient who's going through the treatments, so who's going to be sharing her journey as well. So please look forward to that. But starting us off is Milka Washira, who is a laser and clinical esthetician. Karibu Sana, lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Wikali.
And for sprucing up our set.
We had to.
And sprucing up our set because it looks very different. We are all standing up. There are machines and gadgets all over. But lovely to have you. I know we had you on Monday and we promised that we need to take this conversation further. Yeah. And this is us doing that and us showing up on air with no makeup at all. So maybe you can tell us what this setup is all about even before we get into the conversation today.
Okay, thank you, Mwikali. My name is Milka from Skin Reveal Aesthetics. So today we have skin analysis machine, and what it does, it takes elements of the skin that we want to capture that have your data, as much as we also ask other information to know your history. This helps us determine what we can see visually with our eyes and what it can capture, so that as we start our treatment, we are able to have visible improvement that we can compare over time.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this is where it all begins.
This is
before I just cleansed my face. They brought me a cleanser and I just cleansed my face, and she just looked at my face. She touched my face like this and was like, you have a dry skin. Have you always had a dry? You've got freckles here and there. And I've not even gone into the machine. So I'm really, really eager to see how that goes. So maybe we can do this so that we can get deep into the conversation once we know what's happening over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So let's do it.
Right. So
okay.
Sit.
Feet over here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Try and move forward.
I try and move forward.
Yeah.
And then, my hair gets covered.
Yeah, so we don't want to have a lot of reflection of colors because we want accuracy.
Okay.
I may have to cover your hair.
There goes my hair. No makeup, no hair.
Yeah.
Tukitoa hii kitu nywele itarudi venye ilikuwa.
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Perfect. I will also cover your chest with this.
You cover my chest as well.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. All right.
I'll fill in your details. What was left was your mobile number.
So, inaonekana hewani.
It's okay. We can use.
We can use the number ya ofisi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we give it out?
That's okay.
Okay. 07.
Yako ya ofisi.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, so we have to fill in your details.
Yes.
Then if you look at what comes next is your phototype.
Yes.
This is how your color is in terms of your hair color, eye color, and skin color.
All right.
And you fall in the African, so I'm gonna select this.
Okay.
If it was any other phototype, I've selected based on the phototype.
Okay.
Then we go next. So this is where I'll guide you to sit on this position, starting with your chin.
My chin goes over here?
Yes, on the chin cup. Let me lower you slightly. Are you comfortable?
Okay.
You can slouch back a little.
Okay, there you go.
Perfect. So I'll take 3 angles. Each angle will have 3 flashes.
Okay, do I close my eyes?
Yes, and just relax your face. Okay, make sure you're straight. Perfect. Without lying so much.
Okay, I see. I'm suspending, guys.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
So close your eyes until you're done.
Okay.
We are not done. Now we're going to the left. Then the right side. The jewelry.
The hair is doing the thing. Okay.
Great. Perfect. You're done?
You're done.
Yeah.
I look cute, guys. I think that looks nice.
All right.
Not so bad.
So
Yeah.
give me a minute to just map it out.
Okay. So when you say map it out, what exactly do you mean? As you continue.
So when you want to analyze the face, there are the areas we call automatic areas, and there are the areas that are hidden. For instance, on your chin, it may have a shadow, so that there may not be accuracy. So we want to automate the areas we want to analyze. So that is why skin analysis has to have spot treatment, what I can see visually, and what the analysis can take, plus a questionnaire that I will be asking. We didn't carry the consultation form. However, all that put in place determines what we analyze and a few questions. That determines what we start with in terms of skincare, treatments, and follow-up.
All right.
Yeah.
And have you been able to map it out?
It takes
a while.
a minute.
So the question is, what is it that is what is it looking for?
Yeah.
What is the ultimate? Can you be on this machine and be like perfect skin? You hydrate really well. You sleep. You have no wrinkles. You're good.
There's no one who has perfect skin.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know, and I get a lot of people telling me your skin is very, very good.
Yeah.
But my analysis here also has imperfections.
Really?
Because all of us have to age. What we do is protect our skin to delay that process.
Okay.
80% of aging is from environmental factors, 20% is natural. And of course, by the time I also discovered skincare, I was just a little bit older, probably in my 20s.
Yeah.
So I went to the sun. I was swimming without protection.
Yes.
So nobody can have perfect skin. What we should work towards is healthy skin.
Healthy skin, and that is what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Just ensuring that you have healthy skin, that you're not overly obsessed with the aesthetic of it, the looking good of it, where you're just covering up stuff on your face to make it look flawless, but underneath you're struggling with something else. So this is us bearing ourselves. We're going to be finding out after this break what is going on with my skin. Are you able to tell what age my skin is?
Yes.
Okay, we'll find out about that as well. See how old I am according to my skin. But all of that after the break, and of course we'll be continuing with this conversation with the other guests who are already here. But the question we're asking you today is very, very simple. What is it that you wish you knew about your skin earlier? What is it that you wish that you knew about your skin earlier? Share that with us, NTV Kenya, on all of our social media platforms. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to your world. It's trendy. No, it's wellness. Yay. Where am I going? I'm thinking it's Thursday today, but because we're doing fun things in studio, we had a whole setup that has changed now. Still barefaced, and we have done my skin analysis, and we'll find out what that is about. The conversation, if you just joined in, the conversation is about your skin. Know your skin. If we just did the first bit of that, is how your skin is. just get someone. Go, do not self-prescribe. If you can have somewhere, and we'll find out if there's a way to check if you cannot afford to go to have your skin analyzed the way that mine was in studio. But the question we're asking you today is, are you taking care of your skin, or you're just following trends? What's the one thing you wish you knew earlier about your skin? What's the one thing you wish you knew earlier about your skin? So that's the conversation. Because let's just say that skin, it carries our history, it carries our culture sometimes, and it also carries our insecurities. So once you get to the bottom of that, then it's easier to be able to move along, know what it is that you need to do to just make sure that you have healthy skin. And joining us for this part of the conversation, starting from my immediate left, we have Linda Murugi. Welcome to the show. She's a skin specialist, and it's the second time you're here this week. We really have to get this skin thing right. Sure. Kama sio Monday leo lazima tu get right, for sure. So lovely to have you back in studio, Linda. Right next to Linda, we have Grace Wangoi, who's an aesthetic patient. Karibu sana. Lovely to have you on the show. And I also love that you came barefaced. You're like, this is me. And I'm going to tell my journey as well, because I assume it wasn't like this when you began.
Yes.
Okay. Karibu sana, Grace. And we also have Jean Kirudio, who's a clinical esthetician as well. Karibu, lovely to have you on the show. And I know we'll be looking at cosmetics, surgery, procedures, treatments, and all of that, and just see what it is that we need to do, and if at all we need to do it, and why sometimes it's important to do some of these things. And of course, the lady who's about to tell me how old my skin is, Milka Washira, a laser and a clinical esthetician. So we'll get to my results at some point during this conversation. But I just want us to probably just understand what it looks like. How many people probably do you think, or in terms, not in terms of like numbers, maybe percentages, as women and girls, and you mentioned it earlier that you started this journey when you were in your 20s because you were reckless, living like this is gonna be my skin forever and ever. And I told you earlier that I also started taking care of my skin way later in life. So at what point or what age or what happens to a woman so that they know that they need to take care of their age? Is it because probably this information is not there? Is it because they are older now and they can see a bit of aging and freckles here and there? What really happens?
I think at first women just want to look beautiful from an early age.
Yeah.
But the first point of information most times is the internet or the stores that we visit. My first interaction of skincare was Fair and Lovely, and it was because when I was going back to school, that is what my mom used to buy for me as shopping. Then it disappeared from the market. I saw Gold Touch, and I was in high school. But then later on after school, I would go around the cosmetic stores, and I came across Olay, and I still had that interest. Of course, in your 20s, you still have the cell turnover working so well, and your skin is looking young. But if you didn't experience any problematic skin in your teenage years, you do not see the rush. You probably will follow trends, not unless you have active concerns like teenage acne or hyperpigmentation.
Yeah, and when you look at the trends now, are we seeing more damaged skin now than our folks? It's just because we did not know what good skin looked like then. Are we now, with all the information and the products in the market, are we over-consuming and probably making more or creating more damage in our skin now than 10 or 15 years ago, Jean?
I think it's a mixture of both.
Okay.
We have people who have really nice skin, and I think with the modern technology, guys are doing a lot of research, which is a very good thing. But also on the other hand, we also have guys who they have no knowledge in terms of what they're supposed to do with their skincare. So I think it's more of a mixture of both.
Yeah.
So, and when it comes even with both, it comes with the extreme. So maybe someone who doesn't know anything to do with the skin is on the extreme side, and then on the other hand, someone who knows what to do, they do it on the extreme.
Aha.
So yeah.
So it could be both.
It could be both.
We need to find a balance because somehow it needs to be, yes, you know, but you're not overdoing it. And then if you don't know, just find out a bit more because the information is out there now.
Yes.
And before we get to you, Grace, Linda, I'd just like to probably understand, or probably from your perspective, the association of light skin to healthy skin, you know. As long as, and probably it started with social media and we have filters on our phones and they do all these things. But the association of that, as long as I'm saying, nani anaka. Can you see, you saw my eyes going to you? That it's healthy, but is it necessarily true though?
You know, we have this understanding, or we've been made to believe that beautiful skin is light skin.
Yeah.
And that's why you see most products have lightening ingredients in them.
Yes.
Because that is what the market is consuming. But really, healthy skin is how do you have enough melanin? You're supposed to have melanin. You're not supposed to take it away. Do you have enough melanin? Is your skin healthy? That is what is healthy skin. It's not how light or maybe how dark you are. Yeah.
So it's the healthy in it and just maintaining it as it should be maintained.
Yes.
And I like that you talked about brightening products and all of that, and we'll definitely get there to just understand how far is too far. Do we now kick away everything that says brighten, lighten? Is there a difference between those two? The bleach, we sort of know it's an intentional direction that you will take if it's written bleaching agent. I don't know what's written on those products, but if you're taking that direction, then you know exactly what you're doing. But the lightening, the brightening, we'll get to that. Grace, we've talked about how I started skincare way later in life. I don't know how old you are, not important now, but what put you on the journey? What made you call out Milka and be like, you know what, I feel like I need help? Or it could be the other way around. How was it? What was your experience like before you started the journey?
Before I started the journey, my skin was doing quite bad. I had constant breakouts. I didn't know why I'm getting breakouts. And then I was light skin. I'm light skin. So you see, anytime you get a breakout, there's always a dark spot. And it takes time to clear. It's something that really messes up with your confidence and your self-esteem as well. You need to cover up with makeup, but you still see, even underneath the makeup, there's still that damage. So it's actually something that motivated me to get into the aesthetic world and also see Milka on a deeper level. She has really walked the journey with me because acne and hyperpigmentation is something that's very, something that really takes time and it takes a toll on you. So you need to be very patient and consistent with your skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before that, when the acne was just, you know, full on, did you have any skincare routines, anything that you were doing that you probably thought that was going to help? Did you self-prescribe from your friends, from the internet? Did you do any of those things?
I definitely did that.
Okay, let's get there. What did you do?
I used to be a DIY girly, the Colgate paste, and the lemons.
Watcha. Colgate inatumika wapi?
From the internet. They used to say it helps with drying the acne. And you see, I was desperate, so I had to do it.
Okay.
But when I understood, I was like, this is nothing. You're just putting products on your face. You don't know the formulation, and it's just creating more harm than good. So I just decided, and let me just go the right way.
Okay.
Yeah, I started with Damas, and then I found my way to Milka.
Okay. And did you get any help there? Finally, you got direction, and how long have you been on that particular journey?
I've been on that journey since 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, because acne is it's a long journey.
Yes.
And with acne, it has so many causes. It can be genetic, hormonal issues, your diet as well. So it's something that you need to really understand and learn how to manage it as well.
Okay.
Learn your triggers, what to do and what not to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And back to you, I think, Milka. when we show up, even if it's acne, it's different kinds of acne for different kinds of people for different kinds of reasons.
Yeah.
Maybe you can just break it down, the different kinds that are there, and probably what are some of the causes for the acne that we get. Because wengine tunajanga tu ile adolescence, and then after that probably life just, you're granted peaceful face for the rest of your life. But what other kinds are there?
For most people, it can be a combination of several factors.
Okay.
Genetic, you'll trace back and see maybe one of your parents had acne. Hormonal as well, which is the most common.
Yeah.
Think of a woman in the 4 cycles of the month, from follicular, menstrual. There's so many things that happen. And then add on to the other triggers that come in. If you have stress, you do not eat well. So it's a culmination of so many things in one.
Yeah.
What we try to do is start to understand you through the journey of knowing you. How is your lifestyle? How many hours do you sleep? What do you consume? What do you use on your skin? What's the probability of the acne being hormonal, being genetic, having so many triggers? Because it's a chronic trigger that has to be understood very well through the in-person themselves, rather than generalizing. But most times you'll find it's a combination of hormonal and genetic.
All right. And it's different treatment for each and every one of them.
Yes.
Because sometimes we even ignore some of the things that we eat. I have friends who probably, if they do a bit of dairy for 2 days, the skin just goes poof. If they eat meat, eggs, poof. So it's also understanding what it is that your body is not accepting and being able, because the skin will always show.
Yes, and it requires a lot of patience and also trusting one practitioner to just walk the journey with you. We'll try a certain treatment, it will work. Probably you ate chapatis last weekend, you break out. What's the thing that we blame most? The brands of skincare that we use, or the treatment that you had. Also understanding different treatments have different outcomes. For instance, we'll do a peel that is going to exfoliate the skin. Most times you'll experience purging if we introduce an active, because what's stuck up in the pores is trying to find its way out.
Yeah.
So working with someone who tells you, this is quite normal, this is not normal, watch out on these, and an open communication where you need to trust the process. Because if you do not also disclose all the information we need to capture, we may not assist you fully. Probably you travel a lot, that's different kinds of environment. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a combination of
different things. And when you talk about the different kinds of treatments that are there, and I know this is where unabobea kabisa Jean, and we can talk about some of those things that we need to do so that we don't end up probably doing things just because social media is saying that we need to do them because they're cool, because they're easily accessible. Unatupata tulipaka avocado na ndimu tunaishi tu, and we don't know exactly what it's supposed to do. Because I think if I was asked before today morning, and probably all the products that I've probably used before, it will be a combination. Dryness is not majorly it. But clearly, my skin is very dry. So what are some of the things what kind of treatments are there for the different kinds of conditions that we have with the skin? And we can start with probably the different types of conditions and then the treatment, yes.
Okay, I like what Milka has said.
Yeah.
So with acne, it's not something that comes and goes. So it's something that is in your genes. So we have guys, understanding the root of it will guide on the treatment you'll do. Because as much as you do treatment topically, without understanding systematically what is happening in the body, you'll not be able to treat it well. So for example, if someone has diet affected, maybe if they are affected by diet, so anytime, even if you're doing the best treatment you can, and what they're doing at home is not the right thing, what they're taking in is not the right thing, that will still affect. So having that in mind, as from the process of consultation, gathering all the information that is needed to understand what kind of treatment is ideal for that client is very important. So with the different types of conditions we have, as Milka said, acne, as Linda said, hyperpigmentation. And when it comes to acne, I think Milka has dived deep into the different types. When it comes to hyperpigmentation, especially for African skin, we are prone to hyperpigmentation. And we have that notion that most formulations are not for African skin, but why? So what makes us different is one of the primary things is the melanin formation. So we all have melanin disposition in the skin, but what makes it different is the distribution of it. So maybe someone from a fixed Patrick 1 who is lighter, for a lighter skin, they will have lesser. Then for darker skin, we have. So, and that's why we usually say, black don't crack.
Yeah.
What it simply means by that is that naturally our skin has its own way of protection. So it's a very good thing for the skin to protect us from the environmental damage, but at the same time, it brings up the repercussion that comes with it is negative. So for example, the hyperpigmentation. We also have the dark spots, which is the hyperpigmentation. We have premature aging, which is also a thing.
It's a thing. I'm worried about the age she'll tell me. My skin is out, but yeah.
So also understanding, it's for the hyperpigmentation, we have even things that are usually internally. So for example, we have something called acanthosis nigra. So this is a type of pigmentation that usually occurs. You can see there's how it works. So one, it has a pattern. So one, maybe someone is obese, maybe they are overweight. They have, and that comes with insulin intolerance. Also, maybe they're taking in some medication that are affecting. So regardless what kind of treatment you do, you have to deal with the root cause of it. So the client needs to first lose weight, and then now comes the treatments that can come with that.
For skin?
For skin.
Guys! What?
Yeah.
Okay, and I think so most of the times that will not come up. It will just be, apa kunaka hivi, let's just deal with this, which now always keeps recurring because we're not dealing with what the problem is.
Yes, the root cause of it.
Grace, what was it for you? And what probably, was it the lifestyle, the food, or the kind of treatment that you got that probably helped? Did you understand what the root cause was for the flare-up when it comes to acne?
With acne is, I usually say you can't really treat acne 100%.
Yeah.
It's something that you need to learn to manage.
To manage it.
From both inside out. So for me, my triggers are one, my diet. If I have a cheat day, I will definitely get a breakout, 1 or 2.
Constantly healthy eating, boiled foods. Chakula nyama, boiled.
Yeah. With now, like the junk foods and the pizzas, I can't take them on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Even when I have one cheat day, I will wake up the following day with a breakout.
A reminder of ulifanya hivi jana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever I'm under stress as well, my skin breaks out a lot. When I am dealing with hormones and my menses, I also get the breakouts. Yeah. With that, I really learned how to manage my diet, eating well, hydrating well as too. And with my skincare, it's something that, as much as it has actives for acne really dry your skin a lot.
Okay.
So you also need to take care of your skin barrier while you're still targeting the acne and managing it. And also showing love to your skin and patience. Because if you are not very patient with your skin, you won't see results. And it's something that takes time. For treatments, I have done peels with Milka.
Okay.
And
I'm looking at your pictures on the screen right now.
Yeah.
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 So you've done peels?
Yes.
What exactly are peels?
Peels, it's a treatment where if you're targeting different concerns, there are actives that you use which are of higher percentages. So if you're dealing with acne, I'm sure you've heard of salicylic acid before.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so it's actually an exfoliant that is of a higher percentage that is applied on your skin just to increase your cell turnover and remove the dead skin cells now as you prepare new skin and fresher skin to come. And with now acne, whichever treatment you do, you will definitely purge, which is normal.
Yes.
And with purging, if you're not someone that understands the history of your skin, you'll definitely say that
it's not working.
It's actually
making your skin worse.
Exactly, yeah. But whenever you purge as an acne girl or an acne person, it's actually a good sign. It's a motivating thing because you see all the oils and the gunk that is in your skin is coming out.
Yes.
So for acne, you just need patience and consistency. Yeah.
All right. I know we're due on a break, but the transformation is absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. Yeah. Can you see that? The question that we're asking you today is, what is it that you wish that you knew about your skin earlier? And we've got a bit of feedback on WhatsApp just before we go on a break. And that's the question. What's the one thing you wish you knew earlier about your skin? And NTV Kenya on social media, on Facebook, we'll take a look at that. But right now, let's take a look at WhatsApp. Yes. Okay, Philip is setting that up. There we go. Thank you so much for that, Philip. Hi, my name is Paris. I've been watching your videos on Instagram and I'm really interested in your services. After giving birth, I've been experiencing frequent breakouts, which I didn't have before. Is this normal? And what treatment or skincare routine would you recommend to safely manage postpartum acne? I'd also appreciate guidance on how to get started with a consultation. Thank you very much. Let's have the next one. Hello, my name is Rose. I've come across your skin reveal content and I'm interested on laser. I've been receiving laser treatments at another clinic for about a year now, but unfortunately, I haven't seen the results I expected. I'm trying to understand what could be going wrong. Thank you. Mteule Mesh says, my question is, which food can we take to maintain the skin well? Again, unapata muda mwingi unajikuna hadi unatoa ngozi. So what is the problem for that, please? Okay, thank you for that. Let's have the next one. Hello, Sasa. How can I treat my acne? Okay. Hi, my name is Njoki. I'm 40 years old, but I feel like I look older than my age. I've seen Milka's results and they really inspired me. I'd love to know how long it might take for me to achieve similar results. And is it too late for me to start? I really just want to glow and look more youthful. Okay, thank you, Njoki. Hello, can hormonal imbalance be completely cured? Okay. Hi, I'm Klein. I would like to know, as a man, after shaving, we often get bumps. And even with the aftercare products used at the barbershop, they don't seem to help much. If I come to Skin Reveal, Milka utatujibu maswali mingi. Is there a treatment or solution that can effectively get rid of the bumps and help me maintain a smooth, healthy skin texture? I'd really appreciate your advice. Thank you. Kudos to Skin Reveal for the good job. Hi, thank you for today's topic. Please tell me what I'll do to get that glow. Hyperpigmentation, dark spots, I'm Frida. Which products can I use right now? Which products can I use? Right now I am using vitamin C serum, a cleanser, and I'm thinking of adding niacinamide moisturizer. Okay. We have plenty questions to get through and have them answered after the break. Right now, though, we're going to take a quick break. Then we'll be right back. Don't go too far. Welcome back to your world. Today on Wednesday, we talk about health and wellness, of course, and today we're just focusing on your skin, the biggest organ of your body. And as we talk about skin, we're also trying to understand what it should feel like, what it should look like, and not what the filters are telling us. It's not what we're choosing. Are we self-prescribing? Do we know what we need to do from inside outwards to just be able to take care of our skin? And the topic is very clear. It's know your skin. Know your skin. And the question that we're asking you today is very simple. Is what is it that you wish you knew earlier about your skin? What is it that you wish you knew earlier about your skin? The question's on your screen right now. What's the one thing you wish you knew earlier about your skin? And we've gotten a bit of feedback on WhatsApp as well. Plenty questions that we will try and get through quickly before we continue with our conversation. And we had Paris, who said she's been, she's just given birth and she's going through postpartum acne and she doesn't know what to do, what kind of treatment and skincare routine she should be on right now, especially after just having her child?
The first thing is understanding you're carrying a life. So giving yourself grace.
Okay.
And knowing that there's so many changes that are going to happen in your body within the 9 months. For some people, the skin goes onto this other end where they are glowing. And for majority, they experience a lot of hyperpigmentation and acne. There are so many hormonal fluctuations happening within the 9 months. So treating your skin gently is going to be very important, and avoiding some very advanced treatments.
Yeah.
So that you do not try to fix something when they're internal. The hormonal system is chemical communication within the body, which is the body trying to regulate itself within so many ways. So trying to correct so much when you're pregnant is not something that's sustainable.
Yeah.
Give birth, start on a routine gently.
Okay.
And even postpartum 2 years, sometimes you still experience hyperpigmentation.
Yes.
For some people on the extreme, they'll get eczema, acne, melasma, because of the hormonal fluctuations. So I would really advise, do not overdo within that period.
Okay.
Giving yourself grace, self-acceptance, and doing what you can do at a minimal level. For instance, you could say use salicylic cleanser if you have acne, not more than 2%. Get vitamin C during the day, and there's so many forms of vitamin C's. You need to get one that's stable, because sometimes when you have acne-prone skin and you're trying to use very potent vitamin C, you're going to exacerbate the acne. Get a good moisturizer that doesn't strip the barrier, then use a sunscreen. At night, the same routine can follow, but now you can incorporate hyaluronic. Who can guide you on that? It's someone who understands skin. So also trying to invest in your skin using the right professionals. Most times we shop emotionally by going to stores. We try something, it doesn't work, we go back to the same store, we end up having a chemist in the house. So get the right person to guide you through the process is the number one thing. Number two, give yourself grace, and also give yourself time.
Yeah.
I personally experienced very bad eczema where my neck was black. 3 years, by the time my baby was 2 years is when I could see there's more recovery. I couldn't do anything, and sometimes I could see clients and they're looking at my neck, but I'm also a human experiencing the same hormonal changes. Yeah, so accepting how our body changes as we age is also very important, and in the different phases of life, whether it's menopause, childbearing years, it's very, very important to be cognizant also. I'm at this stage, what can I do now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I love that you mentioned earlier that women will go through many different phases, and we might think about them monthly, or, you know, when you get children, when you're aging. And there's a question here about Njoki, who's 40 years old, and she feels like she's getting older and she's aging, but she wants to bring her youthfulness back. So at this particular age, whatever it is that she was using in her 20s or 30s, it might not be the same thing that she needs now. And we see a lot of products, so alongside this was a brightening, the lightening, kuna za anti-wrinkles 1 million. So, and you might jump onto that one just because it's what is on social media, is what we're seeing, is what is on the shelves. But what do you need at an advanced age, and you still want to feel and look youthful?
Mostly, when you're trying to stop aging, you will, after going for consultation, of course, you'll get advice to use retinol. But most of the time, this is an active ingredient, and most people don't understand how it works, what it's supposed to do. They just use it on their skin without understanding how it's supposed to work. So, for example, retinol is an active ingredient. An active ingredient is something that is biologically made to be absorbed inside your skin. It's going to go into your skin, and it's going to change the form. It's going to be retinic acid inside your skin, This retinic acid is going to be absorbed by your cells. It's going to bind to the enzymes in your cells. How it works now, it's a whole science to renew your cells.
Why do you have a feeling that you know what that science is?
Yes. No, it's going to bind to enzymes.
Yes.
For example, it's going to bind to RXA and RXB enzymes in your skin, in your cell nucleus,
Yes.
Once it binds, think of your skin as it has DNA,
Yes.
And inside your DNA there are genes.
Yes.
You can imagine your skin to be a library. your DNA to be a library, and inside the library there are books. Now the books are your genes. Now once it binds, it's going to do something we call gene expression.
Yes.
That is like turning on and off your genes. So what it's going to do, your normal skin cycle is around 28 days.
Yes.
So that's how fast your cells renew. That is that's how you age, that's how your cells renew. So it's going to turn on faster cell division gene. It's going to turn on faster clearing of your old cells that have built up in your skin. That's how it works. But most people now don't know how these products work on their skin. They're just going to be told, purchase this, buy this, without even like understanding this product that I'm putting on my skin, how is it going to work? This retinol, how is it going to work on my skin? But mostly how you can reverse aging is through an active ingredient. And how that active ingredient is going to work in your body is by communicating to your gene to do something new, to renew your cells quickly, to reduce the cell buildup in your skin, faster absorption of the new cells, because new cells form at the bottom.
Yes.
And then they move forward as the older cells now shed. So it fastens all that. So that's the easiest way to renew your skin and look younger.
Okay. Wait. I'm learned now. To be honest, I don't think I would have answered that question. That if anybody ever asked me, what does retinol do? I'm just like, wanaekanga wanasemanga inatupatia supple ukifanya hivi inarudi juu. Yeah, guys, that was really nice. Thank you so much for that, Linda. And we also had a question around food. What is it that I can put in my body to just make sure that I take care of my skin as well? Maybe you can help us with that, Grace.
Okay, with acne now, different foods cause inflammation. Sugary foods can lead to inflammation. If you consume alcohol as well, there's inflammation. And you just need to really understand your skin. If I'm to tell you my skin, with sugar and sodas, I took sodas yesterday and I woke up with a breakout. So that is something that...
Milka just leaned forward like, huh? Yeah. So you woke up with a breakout.
Yeah. I had a cheat day, sorry. I have to compensate for that.
Okay.
And another thing is, with foods like junk foods, they have really high percentage of fat and so many chemicals inside. Whenever you consume that, whether you are oily or whichever skin type, especially for acne prone, is when you'll see the triggers and the purging on the face.
Okay.
So it's a matter of really understanding. There are also foods that cause allergies. So it's a matter of really need to understand what your body is able to receive, what your body loves, what it doesn't love, and be patient. Just need to lean towards healthy eating.
Because we blame the product, we blame the person you went to, dermatologist, aesthetician. You blame them if it doesn't work, because it can never be a you problem. Sinatumia everything walinipea. Aliniambia nioshe uso 5 times a day and I'm doing it. So it can be me, but then you're not looking at what it is that you're putting in your body and understanding that if you pay keen attention to yourself, then you will know it's the soda, it's the pizza, it's that's why there's I didn't eat anything bad. It must be my cycle and all of that. So it's sometimes you just need to look inward as well. There was a question around hyperpigmentation and dark spots, and Frida continues to say that continues to ask what products can they use. They're currently on vitamin C serum, a cleanser, and I'm thinking of adding a niacinamide moisturizer. So maybe we'll start by understanding what niacinamide actually does to the skin, and is this combination good for them if they have hyperpigmentation and dark spots?
Okay. So for niacinamide, it's a cellular blocker, so it communicates with other cells. So it's not a melanin inhibitor that blocks the production of melanin, but it facilitates with a blockage of melanin production. So on its own, it's not. So on products that usually helps with pigmentation, we have first line, second line, and third line.
Okay.
So for niacinamide, it's not something that you can say it's first line. It will facilitate with other ingredients to help with that. So instead of niacinamide, maybe she could take something like alpha-arbutin. And this is because, so what usually happens with melanin, there's a process in which melanin is produced. So first it starts with a sun exposure and maybe inflammation. So when you're highly exposed to the sun, it triggers your tyrosinase enzymes, which is the amino acids, which is part of the process of the production of melanin to produce melanin. So to ensure that you block or inhibit the process of the melanin production, you introduce a melanin inhibitor.
Aha.
Yes. So the first thing is for her to introduce. But before that, since we understand it comes from the sun, the number one line of treatment is sunscreen.
Okay.
And this is because even if you're using countless numbers, maybe different products in the routine, if you're not using sunscreen as your number one, then you're doing zero work.
Okay.
So we have to start with that. But the good thing, at least with their routine, she's using that.
Okay.
So second thing, vitamin C is good. And vitamin C also, it's a brightener, but it's not a melanin inhibitor. So yes, it works very well with the sunscreen to ensure that it protects the skin from environmental damage, which can cause pigmentation. And then now combining a melanin inhibitor that will block it. And then still going back, what kind of pigmentation she has. So that will also guide the kind of treatments that she also maybe gets from a clinic. So it's one thing getting products, but it's also the other thing combining it with treatments. So a combination of both gives you faster results.
Okay.
Going back to what Linda said, that usually the cell takes around 28 days to regenerate for a normal young skin.
Yes.
But at 40, that has progressed to maybe 30, 35. Then that means that the damaged cells on the surface of the skin, they are on your skin longer.
Yes.
So you also need to ensure that the cycle of the skin is faster.
Aha.
So as much as you're also looking at the treatment or the process of inhibiting melanin, you're also facilitating with the regeneration of cells. And this is where the in-clinic treatments, they usually come in to ensure that the cellular turnover of your skin is faster. This is where the retinol comes in. This is where also removing the dead skin cells on the surface of the skin is also removed. So it's a combination of
Plenty things.
Of different.
It feels like we need to just go to school, man. Like we just need to be taught to understand this huge organ that we have, because we're living carelessly. We need to do better. We really need to do better. I have one more question before we get more questions, because they're already streaming in. And this is from a gentleman. I think that's why I'm so fascinated by it. And it's a Klein. He says, I am Klein, would like to know, as men, after shaving, we often get bumps. And even with the aftercare products used at the barber shop, they don't seem to help much. And they continue to just ask what solutions are there to get rid of bumps, to maintain a smooth, healthy skin texture. And they'd really, really appreciate feedback.
So what happens when normally you shave, you've reduced the hair on the surface of the skin, but you've not gone deeper. So as the hair tries to grow back, it grows back up and points back onto the skin, which is the irritation that you feel. We call it folliculitis barbae. What you need to do after, because most men will shave but really just go with the dry skin, they need to use a soothing moisturizer, and at a minimal, cleanse, moisturize, and sunscreen. There are certain products that are soothing for that area. Sometimes you can have aftershave, the moisturizer, and sunscreen. But it's quite normal for hair to grow after shaving, but then it grows back down. Okay. So most men will use tweezers to try and pluck, but it sometimes can increase inflammation. Okay. Also seeking professional help will guide and will help, because we may also incorporate treatments in between.
Okay.
But it's quite a normal process for the hair to try to grow back into the skin.
Okay, okay. Just before we get to the questions that are coming through our WhatsApp, I'd like to understand the difference and lightening and brightening and the products that we should look out for, or the ingredients that probably we should run away from when we see products with such labels on them, versus bleaching and what it actually really is. and why we are saying no to kutoa melanin kwa skin.
But why do you want to get rid of the melanin? That's how you're born.
Yes.
It's part of you. So mostly bleaching is you're trying to get rid of all the melanin on you. Mostly you want to get it rid of where people can see, yeah? But you're naturally born with melanin. Melanin is there to protect you. So of course bleaching is always something negative to do to your skin. And you know, your skin is the most important, it's the largest organ in your body.
That's true.
So when you're doing something negative to it, the effects will be there. And you know, you will try to reverse it now later, and it's going to be very hard for you to do it. Most of the bleaching products usually are not regulated. They don't go through the normal testing process. So they have a lot of chemicals in them, mercury, they have a lot of things that you shouldn't put on your skin. But lightening, I could say lightening is part of advertisements. You know, ladies want to look very...
fair and lovely.
Fair and lovely, yes.
Yes.
So lightening is more of like the glow,
yeah.
and maybe used to treat hyperpigmentation and all that. Those are the ingredients that are mostly in the lightening products, yes. Okay. But mostly, the bad part about bleaching is these products are not usually tested. So they have a lot of ingredients in them that are not approved to be put on your skin. And that's why they're not sold legally in the market.
And when you talk about bleaching, sometimes we'll see it being marketed nicely, and those people look really nice. They go to, oh God, it's everywhere, guys. It's not like back in the day, Ukitembea River Road, madam, it's different. The knuckles look okay, their face, their knees are fine. They look like, and there are different forms of it. Nasikia kuna injection, kuna sabuni, kuna mikorogo ya kujipaka. But is there a safe way, if at all, to use them? I'm looking at you, Jean.
So, as Linda said, melanin is there to protect us.
Yes.
Why do you need it gone?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
So, yes, there are safer method of doing that, but to what extent?
To what extent?
To what extent?
Okay.
So, even with all the melanin inhibitors ingredients, they are pharmaceutically proven to help with the reduction of the pigmentation, but what usually happens is the abuse.
Okay.
So if you're using the glutathione injections, there's a dosage your body can accommodate. If you're using topical hydroquinone on your skin, there's a percentage in which you can be able to tolerate, and for specific duration, for specific treatment.
Yeah.
So if you overdo that, then that means there's a damage.
Yes.
And this is where now, in most cases, you will see at old age, I don't know if you've ever seen someone with very pink, extremely dark
cheeks over here, forehead.
And this is because of maybe the products that they use, the lightening ingredients was not regulated. So, and then also there was the prolonged or the abuse that came with it, that on the long run, it brings about damage of your skin, that you're not able to even reverse. Cancer, for example, photosensitivity that you cannot even change, extreme pigmentation that you are trying to be light, but at the same time you become even worse. But also that comes with education, in the sense that you would use the melanin inhibitors, but what they are doing on their skin, they're thinning your skin.
Yes.
So you need protection.
Yeah.
So if the right way of doing it is the right dosage, the right protection to it, but for what reason? I think it's a high time where we need to embrace our own skin.
Okay.
Because black,
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Is there a way to just use for like a month and then nimemaliza and then I have lasting effects? Yeah, I'm just getting this. This is all I'm getting. There's no, even before I finish my question, But keep sending your questions to us. I have experts in the building. They'll be answering all of your questions. The question we're asking you today, what it is that you wish you knew earlier about your skin. What it is that you wish you knew earlier about your skin is the question we're asking you. NTV Kenya on all of our social media platforms. Our WhatsApp line is also open. Please do send in your questions and an answer to the question that we're asking you today, and we'll go through that after the break. And this is the part where we come back with my results as well, so don't go too far. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Your World. We're talking about your skin. Do you know your skin? By the time we've got into this conversation, we've got only 30 minutes, or less than 30 minutes actually, to go to the end of the show. Now you know where you are at. You know the things you've been doing. If you've been DIYing your way through life, then you know there's something else that you need to be doing, and that's why we're having this conversation, for you to be able to know and not just run after looking good, but not being healthy when it comes to your skin. That is what we're insisting on today. Just be healthy, because when that is happening, then the glow definitely comes. It definitely comes if you're chasing the glow as well. And as we're having this conversation, we started off with me having a skin analysis done on the show. And I think I am ready for my results now. I know I've pushed this one till the end of the show, but I am here for it. Let's hear it, Milka. How did we do?
You're doing great. Black don't crack.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Don't get rid of that melanin.
Okay, I will not. Not a chance.
Yeah. So the overview is spots,
yes,
which is inflammation induced into the skin either through sun damage, hormonal fluctuations. It's 93%, which is great. Yeah, very few spots.
Oh, I have few. 93% is good.
Yes.
Okay.
The lesser the percentage.
Oh, tungeanza hapo kwa sababu already nilikuwa nimeanza kushikwa na heart palpitations.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So wrinkles, 62%.
Not good.
Also amazing. We would also check whether you've been using a retinoid. Probably you have a lot of dead skin. So this can be revised by that. As Linda said, the cell turnover bit, that is where now we incorporate a skincare regimen.
Philip, get out of my ear. Yes.
Texture, that's the smoothness or roughness of your skin, which is also why an exfoliant is needed, the same retinoid, 97%, amazing.
Yay.
Pore distribution is 37%. Probably when you were younger, you were oily. And you know, oily people don't age faster because the sebum they produce is the natural moisturizer for their skin. But sebaceous glands become inactive as we grow older.
Aha.
Yeah, so that combined with sagging can make the skin look floppy. So what would help with pores? Microneedling, peels, and niacinamide sometimes to an small extent helps.
Okay.
So UV spots, amazing, 99. Why? You have melanated skin.
Okay.
There's no UV damage. Anytime you are in the sun, the first response of protection is the natural melanin that you have, as Jean mentioned.
Yes.
But over time, the same melanin can work against you because it can form pigmentation, which when we're trying now to offer the treatments, who is on our way? The same melanin.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's use it in a positive front. Brown spots, it's deeper pigmentations. Visually, I noticed you have a few freckles around the eyes.
Yes.
Which is the small, everyday accrual of sun damage, yeah, which is 73%. How can we revise that? The same chemical peels, melanin inhibitors, but slowly over a long period of time.
Okay.
Yeah. Redness, you have no redness. Most people who we notice redness are the people who've bleached their skin.
Okay.
They use a lot of hot water. They damage their barrier through overuse of actives. To an extent, you can see their blood capillaries. So you're doing great. Porphyrins is bacteria underneath the skin because we have the sebaceous gland that houses the sebum. If it's stuck within the pore, that's porphyrins, which is great. It's 95%. Then your true skin age, you're 9 years younger than your actual true age.
Lies.
So when we say black don't crack,
They really don't crack, guys. I was really waiting for this one. Probably I've not listened to anything else until that point. I'm 9 years younger. I am happy. I am very happy. But thank you for that. And I think when you know, then you're able to actually work towards, you know, getting healthier, getting better, even looking and feeling good.
Yeah.
So know your skin. That is what we're insisting on today. And we have a couple of more questions to answer.
All right.
Gang, tuko tayari? Okay. Philip, let's get the feedback from WhatsApp and the questions so that we can be able to answer them. Okay. There you go. Hi, thank you for today's topic. Please tell me what to do to get that glow. I think we went through this earlier. We have that one for, okay. Ooh, plenty questions. My name is Mac Vision. My skin has got rashes and black spots. How can we treat it, or what can we use for treatment? Thank you. My name is Kelvin Mtoto Yangu. My name is Kelvin Mtoto Yangu ako na shida ya skin. Maybe ungetueleza shida ni gani, Kelvin, would probably be able to help. My skin is always itchy. What could be the problem? Hey, my name is Janice. One thing I wish I knew earlier is that sunscreen is an everyday thing, not only on sunny days, and also it's not only for light-skinned people. I'm with you, Janice, man. I thought sunscreen near Mombasa. So I wish I knew my skin type earlier. I still don't know my skin type till now, still struggling. Me earlier, are we able to see the picture that she sent? That is me earlier, and then let's see. Hey, this is a win. This is a win. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Hi, the area around my eyes are black. What can I do? Hey, right back. Hi, right back. Hello, I just gave birth 3 weeks ago, and I'm wondering what kind of skin products I can use that are friendly to me that won't affect my baby. I think we tackled this earlier. I hope you got your answer as well. Thank you so much. I'm 40 years old. Which skin products can I use to reduce fine lines? Okay. Hi. Hello, you asked on what I can learn about my skin. I decided to treat my gut first because skincare products wasn't really helping me that much and they were so expensive. I decided to take ginger, lemon, and turmeric shots every day, and it has really improved my skin. It is cheaper, but it needs patience. I think patience is the word today. Just be patient to the skin as long as you're doing something with it. For it. Hey, I'm Claudia. I have inflammation mostly on my forehead, and I've been using aloe vera gel. I mean, the natural one. Is it good to my skin? Okay. Hello, tunakuaga hapa hivi nini? Nation. Ama ni si. Mtatuambia mnakuanga wapi, si ndio? Okay, watatuambia very, very soon, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Leah, and was wondering how I can get rid of the moles on the skin. I'm the only one that has them in our family. Are we able to handle that as well? Okay. I used a product, and unfortunately it was for bleaching. Any products or treatments you guys can recommend would be much appreciated. I'm not ready to start my skincare now. So this is reversing of bleaching. So we'll take a look at that. Hi, I've been using Garnier 3-in-1 charcoal without its serum and the vitamin C. It's been 2 months now and I'm not seeing the results. I'm not getting that glow. Is it that it's not good for my skin type? What is your skin type, Chemu? What is your skin type? Good morning. My baby is 3 months old, and her skin has peeled around her cheeks. And I have seen the dermatologist, but she said it's vitiligo without testing it, and is something I am not in agreement with. Please ask the panelists if I can get assistance from them or the way to go. Okay. My skin gets very itchy immediately after wiping myself after taking a bath. It can go on for 30 minutes and the whole body feels itchy. What could be the problem? Recommend something within my reach. I'm a comrade. It started back in high school in Form 4 and stopped and started again. Okay, so thank you for that. My name is Vivian Juma. I'm asking how I can remove skin tags on my face. Then we'll take one more and then get answers on this. Is it proper to use avocado on your face? What are the natural products to use on your skin? Hi, what products should I avoid while breastfeeding? Okay. All right. You know, the thing that even as I'm reading all these questions, we asked one question, but the questions we're getting is generally about skin, and it feels like there's so much that we need to learn, that we need to probably be educated on, because as you can see, there's so many different ideologies that we have when it comes to taking care of the skin, or what the skin should look or feel like. So maybe we can just, I don't know where to start, guys, but we can start with, what products should I avoid while breastfeeding? Anyone? Yes.
They need to avoid very active and strong ingredients like retinoids.
Okay.
Maybe high percentages of actives, because if it's salicylic, less than 12% is not bad. So the high percentages, benzoyl peroxide more than 2% is also not very good. It's also good for them to be cognizant that hormonal fluctuations are still on the high, and repairing the barrier using sunscreen, and also just observing their skin at that time, because you are breastfeeding.
Absolutely. You wanted to add something to that?
No, maybe the question about natural products.
Yes. Is it proper to use avocado on your face? What are natural products to use on your skin? Grace, I'm looking at you as well, but we'll first hear from Linda.
First, we need to understand what she's trying to do with the avocado. Is it to moisturize her face, or what is she trying to do?
What is it supposed to do?
Most natural products are there to be used as moisturizers, because they don't usually target specific skin problems. And there's a big debate between natural products and synthetic products. Maybe that's a topic
for another day.
For another day, because there's this perception that natural products are safe. And synthetic products are harmful, but that's not usually the case all the time. Sometimes natural products are made in a way that they don't target specific issues with your face. And you know, your skin is the largest organ, as I said, and I think people don't take it seriously. You need to go see a dermatologist once in a while. For example, if your whole skin is itching, then you need to get consultation. Could be even not a skincare related problem. It could be an internal problem. It could be eczema. It could be something that you need to treat. Get a wellness check, Get to see what is the problem with your body and your skin. So the first step is to seek consultation, and usually don't single source, If you don't get the right answers, do something else, seek from somebody else, get as many people as possible to tell you, do your research. We have a lot of information online, so you can combine all that now before you go to buy any product, or let's say treat any condition in your skin. You have what the dermatologist told you, you have what a skincare specialist told you, and you have what is in the market.
Okay. Okay. Chris, do you have anything to add with Pakawatu or DIY?
With natural products, they'll give you results best when you consume them. You see, like vitamin C, you can get them from berries, from oranges. Applying an orange topically won't give you that vitamin C. It's a matter of, they're natural. They're supposed to be taken internally for them to show their results externally.
Okay. Tukule avocado, guys. Tukule, sijui kama ita work that way, but berries sana, quite serious. My baby is 3 months old, and her skin has peeled around her cheeks, and I have seen the dermatologist, but she said it's vitiligo without testing it, and it's something I'm not in agreement with. Can she get assistance from here, or probably direct her in the right way to go?
Get a second opinion on that before taking any action.
Absolutely. A second and third opinion. And especially because it doesn't sit well with you, with what you've been told. Ask as many questions as you can. I mean, at 3 months old, there's still time to figure out what it is before they even get to maybe 6 months. So get as many consultations as you can. Used a product, and unfortunately it was for bleaching. Any products or treatment you guys can recommend will be much appreciated. And this is for anyone out there as well who's actively, so this was probably by mistake, but who's actively been bleaching and now they'd like to reverse that. So what can they do? Is it possible at all?
It depends how long they used, and they will need to be patient because the bleaching products have really thinned their skin, so it will become very sensitive and reactive to hot water, any active ingredient. Focus on building the barrier by starting with the basics of a very gentle cleanser, moisturizer. We can top up with an aloe vera and a mineral sunscreen that won't really tingle their skin. And if it's in form of treatments, I would recommend LED light therapy. It really helps to reignite the skin cells by reviving the strength of, reviving the energy through the ATP, which is the part of the cell that looks like it's recharging the cell to go back to its best function.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's hope.
And a lot of patience.
And a lot of patience.
But it's possible.
It is possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's the direction to take. We have Claudia who says, I have inflammation. Mostly it's on my forehead. And I've been using aloe vera gel. The natural one. Is it good for the skin if they have inflammation?
So again, goes back to what kind of inflammation. So one, it could be acne. And if the bumps have been there for a very long time, it could also be fungal. So, and with fungal or bacterial acne, it's the best way to go about it is the antifungal, but by seeing a professional first who can advise on that. Aloe vera is not a treatment, it's more of a soothing ingredient. So again, also when we're using ingredients, are we using the ingredients for the concerns that we have? That's the question. So yes, maybe, yeah, she has that, but aloe vera, is it the right approach to it?
See someone. Get a consultation.
Yes.
Let's understand what the inflammation looks like, how far gone it is. Again, you need to see someone.
You need to see someone.
Yeah.
And in that case, a professional who has proper education and maybe they understand what skin is and what they need to do for the different treatments. Because again, for products, it's not one product fits them all.
No.
And also, what works for one, it's not what will work for the other. So going to the profession who will be able to guide you through on what you're supposed to use, and then you're able to deal with the issue, with the concern that is there.
Say, for example, I do not have any issues. I mean, you've seen my results. I'm doing great, guys. I'm 9 years younger. But what if God, I'm going to be rolling on that the whole day. But what if I need to learn more about this? What if I need to understand the processes, the products that are out there, so that it might be later in life, maybe you're in your early 20s, you're just getting into, skincare routine. Now, comrade amesema tutafika kwa comrade tumwambie ni nini inaweza affordable for them. But is there a possibility or avenues where I can learn as an independent human being to just be able to take care of myself?
Actually, that's a very good question. So we have a school called Beauty Therapy Institute that has specialized with the training of anything skin. So it has been there for over 30 years. And once in a while, we usually have those masterclass to ensure that we are educating the public, even guys who are interested in joining the industry, because also beauty is really growing. And we have a lot of gaps in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is open to anyone with no particular skill. I talk. This is what I do. But is it open to just anyone who's willing to just get in and know about their skin, or do they have to be experts or interested in the industry?
So we have different levels of courses, from beginner friendly. So if you're green in the industry and maybe you just want to understand, you're able to learn that. And surprisingly, most of the estheticians that we have in the market, they start by dealing with their own personal struggles. So maybe they had acne, then along the way they've managed to deal with the issue, and they want to get into it. So yes, we have different levels, entry levels, that they can be able to join when you're interested in the beauty industry and understanding it in depth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's hope, guys, in all forms and shapes. There's something that there's a question that I read here, and I absolutely relate. The darkness around the eyes. There's just, you wake up and you're wondering what happened. What black eye is this? What is happening to my eye? Is there a way to reverse that? And what is the process? What causes that by itself? And how do we take care of it individually, because the rest of your face could be looking okay, but then just under the eye, around the eye is just dark. Grace, Linda.
So with dark circles, there are so many factors and so many causes.
Okay.
It can be genetic. Another thing, if your sleep pattern is not okay, dark circles are there. If you have tired eyes, if you're ever straining, you'll definitely have dark circles. With dark circles, they take time because you see it's hyperpigmentation.
Yeah.
Treating hyperpigmentation generally takes a lot of time. So you need a good eye cream, and with time we incorporate treatments like eye pills just to brighten the area much faster and quicker and in a safer way. But with dark circles, you just need a good eye cream that will help with brightening. Look at your sleep pattern. Do you sleep okay? Are you how many hours of sleep do you get? Are you ever on your screen? And if it's a genetic thing, it's something that you can just deal with, treatments in the clinic, and being very patient as well.
Yeah, I think, like, again, the word patience. Patience is what I'm trying to find the question, yeah, comrade. Where are you? Where are you? Did I take a picture? Oh yeah, here. My skin gets very itchy immediately after wiping myself, after taking a bath. It can go on for over 30 minutes. It recommends something that I can use in a mini comrade. So I think you tackled that. Did you? The itching?
Yeah, could be eczema, could be the products that she's using or he's using.
Yeah.
Mostly sometimes you find that products have a lot of harsh alcohols in them, maybe soaps. So maybe you find that the skin is very sensitive to that. So maybe she needs to see a consultant, then marry that to the products that she or he is using.
Okay. We've gotten 2 questions on skin tags before we come to the end of this conversation. Are we able, skin tags, moles, are we able to remove them? One said that she's the only person who has them in her family, and clearly it's worrying for her. Is there a way to get them off their skin? Okay. What kind of treatment is there for them?
So skin tag can be removed through an electrocution process. We use a device that looks like it's burning it, but the most important thing, let's understand what's the cause.
Okay.
Sometimes it could be an indication of an internal health condition, insulin resistance. So, and also there are so many types. We have the flat ones. Same thing to the moles, because these are benign pigment cells that are having overgrowth. I think an analysis is the first thing. Yeah, then we could tailor a way to remove them and also give you a regimen. Skin tags can also be because of friction, hormonal changes, insulin resistance. Yeah.
I would have thought it's just genetic, guys. Like I would have gone angalia shosho. Kuna mtu mwingine uko ndani, because most of the times you see there's a whole family of people with just skin tags, but then to know that there's so many other reasons why you could have them, and moles as well, it's quite interesting. Yes.
Just to add onto that, as we have different types of skin lesions.
Yes.
So he mentioned a mole.
Yes.
So mole are usually very, very sensitive. So you really have to do the consultation for you to be able to treat it. And this is because it's also attached to arteries. So it's not something that can be easily, and it's also very prone to cancer. So you really need to do very serious consultation on it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why consultation with it, as much as, yes, sometimes we would have the genetic ones, which are skin tags, or the different skin lesions.
Yeah.
But specifically to a mole, we really have to be very careful with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got about 30 seconds to the end of the show, so I'll give us 10 parting shot. Somebody asked about location, where people can find you, so maybe we could just finish with where we can be found. We'll start with you, Linda.
Yeah, so if you don't want to learn about products, you don't have the time, we're here. We know the products for you. We are Also Beauty. We're located in Mamangina Street, 20th Century Building, ground floor. You can come, we know the products on your behalf, and we'll advise you.
Absolutely. Grace?
if you want to study about skin and skincare, I am an alumni of BTI, somewhere you can go. And I'm also a skincare specialist at Skin Reveal Aesthetics. We are located in Bazaar Plaza, 7th floor, Wing A.
Thank you very much.
So I'm Jean Kinuthia, the owner of Uglon Aesthetic Clinic. So we're based on Kiambu Road. We've been there for around 6 years. And we also have a beauty school that is called Beauty Therapy Institute that also trains aspiring estheticians in the market.
Thank you. Milka.
My name is Milka Omboi. Our brand name is Skin Reveal Aesthetics. If you want to understand your skin from the point of consultation, treatments, to follow up, to achieving visible results, find us across all main social media platforms. That is Instagram, TikTok, Skin Reveal Aesthetics, and our website as well, Skin Reveal.
Asanteni sana. Thank you so much for coming onto the show and for teaching all of us, including me, and for being on air barefaced. Love it. Maybe we should make this a thing at least once or twice a week. Why not? But the thing that I've learned today, it's not about just fixing your face. It's also your skin. It's also understanding it and understanding it completely. Tusifunikie, tuelewe. Sindio, asanteni sana for joining us today. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. And thank you so much for sending in your feedback. And I know we haven't gone through all of that, but please, we will send all of their questions to our panelists and they will answer them for you. Asanteni sana, kwaheri. See you tomorrow. Adios.